Well, look, I really think that when you take a look at what the president said was one of the biggest challenges, climate change, and then basically blunting China. And when I spoke to Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo, she said the same thing. We need to blunt China. We need to get more competitive, hence why they're putting some money toward semiconductors. But this would be it's $50 billion, very minor part, versus so much that's dedicated not to highways, but to EV, to electric vehicles. And a lot of that, Carl, it is kind of shocking. 2% of new cars are EV, 1% of all vehicles. We are really behind a lot of countries, and I think that this could, I was saying to the secretary, don't we have enough companies that are doing SPACs in EV? But it looks like we don't. We're not doing that well. And so a lot of the companies that are in that chart, including QuantumScape, which just really met a fantastic milestone with Volkswagen, are very interesting. Romeo Power missed quarter really badly, so I'm not going to count on them. Nikola missed quarter very badly. Lordstown, God, that's actually all 3 out of 5 missed the quarter badly. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe, wow, that was stunning. But I do think that that EV is really important because we are very far behind other countries.
There's some headlines this morning about the White House asking the EPA to look into credit policy to see what kinds of credits might be generated by some of this. And this is what the Commerce Secretary told Jim last night on Mad Money.
This is about outcompeting China. We need to invest in America, invest in American manufacturing capacity, invest in American workers and skill, get back into the business of investing in basic research where we have fallen behind. If we act now, we can't dilly-dally. Let's take action. We will compete with China.
Jim, you mentioned capacity spending on semis. Already, Taiwan Semi's out today saying they're going to spend $100 billion over 3 years. We know what Intel's spending, about 20. Samsung's another $100 billion. And then, Micron last night talking about a relatively bullish forecast, and we'll get to some of the target increases. Yeah. But Taiwan Semi's been running 100% for about 12 months.
They have to. Micron was, I felt very, let's say, circumspect about being able to find more capacity. I know that they're interested in a Japanese company that makes NAND, makes flash. The first time we heard that flash could be in short supply. We know DRAMs are in short supply, hence one of the reasons Micron's up. You know, it all comes back to Lam Research, and it comes back to KLA Tencor. It comes back to Applied Materials. We don't have enough companies. Those are all American companies. We own the IP. Secretary Raimondo does not want the IP to go to China. But I would point out that the president starts out with the interstate highway. And President Eisenhower got the interstate highway through because we needed missiles to be able to go from one place to another because of the Russians. And I find it's almost like you could substitute what President Eisenhower said and put about Russia and put it in China. I mean, this is there are a lot of people who felt that President Trump, Peter Navarro, were tough on China. This is much tougher. This is really basically saying, look, we got to be better than China, and that's what we're going to be. The President Trump wanted to have more spending here. That's not what they're talking about. I mean, this is Cold War chatter. I want to say chatter, not point blank, but right at the same time, you had the CEO of Boeing go to the Chamber of Commerce and say, we need these orders from China. So, I mean, business doesn't like this, but boy, President Biden is very, very tough on China. I thought that CEO Calhoun was really kind of saying, geez, we're going down the wrong path here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.